Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady and welcome back to another Funday dye day. God, it's been a little hop, skip and a jump since our last one, hasn't it? So before we get started today, I thought it would be a good idea to tell you what the yarn is that I'm tying. Right, so today's yarn is the DK, so double knit cotton. It's 100% cotton. Per hank is 100 grams. There is 200 meters or 218 yards. Needle size and hook size recommendations are for a 4mm. You can use the washing machine to wash it. I suggest to do that at 30 though. Okay, so you can wash at 30. You do not bleach it, do not iron it, don't stick it in the tumble dryer. You can also hand wash it as well. Okay, so come on, let's go and see what mess I made of my kitchen today. Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. Welcome back to a Too Tight to Chuck It. Now I'm using up some colours that I have left over from another project that you will either see a link to in the I button above, or of course you'll have to wait and I will tell you about it later when it arrives on the channel. Now, and this project has meant that I have got a reasonable amount of dyes left over in all of the primary colours. I think, what have I got? I think it's a blue. It could be a purple. That one's a green. Is that red? Is that pink? Or something else? And is this one blue? Or is this one purple? Let's put them back up. Could they be exactly the same? I really don't know. And then there is also a pop, what's labelled poppy maroon, but I'm sorry, that's not a maroon, that's a brown. That I think I will use on another project though. Right, and so at the moment in this pan I have got two 100 grams of the DK weight yarn, and I've sneaked in a 10 grammer as well. So in total there is 210 grams in here, because I want to see what this colourway is going to look like in the end. And also I wouldn't mind trying to crochet it up and knit it up, which is why I've done the little 10 milligrams, so that you can see hopefully what it will look like with either method. Okay, so I'm going to start off today with our least amount. I have no plan, I'm just splatting it on. Now of course with the blue, to me it looks purple for quite a while, so there is no guarantee that at the moment what you're seeing on screen is blue, so fingers crossed that is actually the blue and not the poppy purple. That is normally the only way I can tell. Okay, so we have the blue coming in. Now the yarn itself is starting to warm up quite nicely. I'm going to have to turn the temperature down on that. So we've got some blue in here. Now let's dump in some green. Now my plan for this one is to just leave it. I'm not touching it, I'm not turning it until I come back to add these extra colours on top. So that could be blue, and it could be pink, or it could be purple, it could be red. We'll just have to wait and see. So I'm going to leave these now, heating up quite nicely. I may turn it or move it slightly over the next 10 minutes or so, and we'll see how we go. Alright, so here we are, back with the yarn. I'm now going to turn this one over and see what those other colours are. Or at least I will when I can get my grippers. There we go. And there's not a great deal of water left in here, so let's pop it. Sorry, I'm just going to use my tummy a minute to support the yarn. Make sure it doesn't fly everywhere. I did give this enough time to cool down slightly on camera, sorry, off camera, it cooled down, hence why I'm able to now touch it. That hissing you can hear is the fact that, right, okay, it's now starting to get a little bit warm, so I'm going to add in a little bit more fluid. Okay, now this is just the water, just plain water. So that way our yarn's not going to get burnt. Okay, and then we had this colour here. Now, I don't know if it is purple or if it's blue. Only time will tell. Now what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to mix this in with some more water. Just give that a little stir up. Right, put your bets on, everyone. Is it purple or is it blue? Because I don't know, I'm going to start off by adding it up here at the end where the blue is. Okay, so now I'm going to give that some time. Let that heat up and heat through. And then we will see in a few moments whether this matches in with the blue to the side or whether it does in fact stay purple. I'm thinking it is the poppy purple. Let's move, while I still can, move that down a little bit, because we do also have some green, some white, sorry, at the end of the green. So I'm going to take the rest of this colour and now place it up this other end. See what we get. There we go. Now it's a case of again leaving this one to heat up. Turn it up for a few moments. Leave it to heat up, and then I'm going to let it. I'm going to turn the heat down and let it slowly bind to the yarn. Keep everything crossed. Right, so here we are. I'm back on the tabletop. Now I've got some water in a pan here. Yes, there is a slight discolorization because I was going to pop the colour in and then realised I wasn't pressing record. So let's start this one up again. Right, so I'm going to bring the pot up to heat a little bit and then add in the colour of choice today. Now today's colour is yellow, I hope. I've either picked up yellow or I've picked up orange. We will find out in a bit. Because yeah, I didn't label the bottles. Right, so what we're going to do is, the temperature isn't quite there yet. No by a long shot. The outside's getting warm, but the inside isn't. Right, so so let's add all of this orange in. Sorry, all of this yellow in. I'm going to bring this up to heat a little bit more, and then it's a case of dipping in this 100 grams. There we go. Now it's not super hot in here. I can still stick my fingers in with ease. As you can see, I'm not screeching like I normally do. No screeching like a banshee for me. Now this is just a solid yellow colour that I'm working on today. So let's hope that this picks up the colour lovely and is nice and bright. If not, I'm going to dump more dye in, but for now I'm just going to leave this on the heat. I'll be turning it down in a few moments, but then I'm going to leave it on the heat until all the colour is out of the water, which I know it looks like it's going to be over and done with quite quick, but we're probably looking at a good 30 minutes. Okay, so here we are at the end. I've allowed this to cool down somewhat so that we can pull it out. Now there is some yellow left, but this is the shade that we have at the moment. Now I'm going to leave this in the water for it to completely cool down, because sometimes I've noticed that it does actually pull up more of the colour out of the water if left to cool. I'm not going to record any more now until I show you the colourway once it's dry. So a little bit of adventure there with not knowing what the colourway is going to look like on either of the two hanks. You got a good idea though when it comes to the yellow that that's actually a very solid colour. There are some slight tonal differences in it, so there's a couple of lighter spots and a couple of brighter spots of the yellow, but it is a very light yellow. Okay, so there's the second one. Yeah, my hanking is not perfect today, not by a long shot. It will get re-hanked and look, well, it will get hanked up and look a lot neater for the photographs that will follow in a little while. But here's the one that was done on the cooker top with all of the different colour shades. Right, so let's show you the one that was done on the cooker top. Now this starts at one end with quite a nice blue that's got a bit of a purple undertone to it. It then goes into a darker blue, as you can see here there's some mottle in there. Then it goes into a light blue and a minty green. We've got some more mottle in there with the green. And it gets slightly darker. And it goes back down into quite a nice light minty green blue, depending on whereabouts you're looking on the hank. The colours have gone through beautifully, as you can see here. It's all gone through, so where there's a mottled area there's a mottled section, where there is some turquoise, you know, that shade of blue. Some of that, it goes all of the way through. There's a little bit of a duck egg blue in there as well, and then some more brighter blue sections. Okay, what I'll do is I'll try and get some beautiful pictures of that in natural light while we still have some, so that I can put them on the end screen in a moment. Now there are two hanks of this one available. This is the one that's already been hanked up to give you an idea of what the colours look like. Both of these hanks look very, very similar actually, and here is the little mini. How cute. I am cheeky with my minis. I do actually fold them in half and then twist them, so then they're not as long. But here's the little mini. So in a few minutes I'll be back. It'll probably take me all evening, but I'll be back with a little sample of a knitted sample and a crocheted sample. Wish me luck. I can only really do the one stitch in knitting. This is how I hank up my little minis. Okay, I just take them, make sure they're of equal length after the twist, and then I twist 4, 5, 6. If they need a bit extra, I give them another twist. Okay, so there we go. That is how I twist up my mini minis. They're only 10 grammars. Okay, so now it's time to undo it and ball it. Now, you can put it on a Swift or you can use your knees because of course this is such a small amount of yarn. Okay, now to grab some scissors and time to cut the little ties. As you can see here, I have one tie that I've popped a knot in so that you could hang it if you wished. But if I pull it really tight and away from the yarn, you'll see the hole. Pop your needle in, your scissors in and undo. Then we come round, we keep going. This one's only got 2 in it, and as you can see it's quite noticeable. And again, hold it, pop your, you can either pull it away like that and then click and clip. In this case, pop it on your knees and get hanking. So you can either pop it on your knees, pop it over a friend's arm, pop it over the arm of a chair, whatever, however you feel comfortable doing it, because these are only mini, they're really easy to manage. And I've not actually got this sitting very tight either, it's just draped, thankfully. Now I'm creating a centre pull ball with this one because it keeps it more manageable and stops it flying all over the place when I'm using it, and it also means that Liam won't chase it. For any of you that don't know, Liam's a dog who thinks sometimes he's a cat and sometimes he's a human. He'll pop up on the live at a later point when I let him back in the room, when he stops trumping all the time. Coming up on the last round around my leg now. Okay. Pop the tail through a couple of layers of the yarn. And there we go. And that is my little ball, all hanked up, ready to go. So, knit or crochet first? See you in a bit. So what do you think? I thought it looked so beautiful. I took photographs, but I got carried away. I did both the knitting and the crochet, took the photos, and then decided to reball it. So here we go. It's a little bit neater and looks a lot nicer this time. Come on, focus in. There we go. I just love the way that all the colours have worked. Look, you can see them all really easily there when it's in focus. And of course I do also have the centre pull here, and what I've done is I've actually tucked it under a couple of layers of the yarn there so that it can hang as well. Right, so I'll be showing you a few photos in a few minutes of the hanks as they're looking now, all hanked up, ready to go. Now, if you really like these two hanks today, please drop me an email. It's the first come, first served. So whoever gets in there first and says yes please and pays and gets it. If you choose to take both of the hanks, I'll also chuck in the mini for free. Okay, because otherwise I'm going to get all confused with these minis floating around and not knowing what the yarn was. Okay, so name it. What are we going to name it? Check in the description box of this video and it will have a name attached. To me it looks like a summer's day. No, it don't. Oh. Now, I haven't actually named it yet, but I'm sure that the girls and boys, if there are any, in the chat during the live will give me a hand and naming this one. So while the chat's okay, so I haven't actually thought of a name for this one yet. Any ideas? Quick, stick them in the comment section. I will, of course, pop the name into the description box once this video goes into replay so that you know what it's called. If you like the look of this yarn and you would like to purchase it, then please drop me an email. Okay, and I will tell you one, how much it is, how much it will cost you for postage, and then at that point, of course, you can back out at any point until it's posted, basically. So yeah, give us a shout. I'll tell you how much it is, and if you decide to purchase both, I will even chuck in the little ball of mini, because otherwise it's going to get very confusing for me having all these floating around, and hopefully the hanks will have made their way to someone else's house. So this way you'll end up getting 210 grams of yarn. So that's your special. Right, that is it for me for today. I will see you all really soon. Thank you ever so much everybody who has joined me in the preview today. If you didn't quite make the preview, don't worry. Thank you ever so much again for watching the replay. Right, I will see you all really soon. So please remember to stay chilled, stay happy and keep crafting. Goodbye everybody. Okay, photos now. You've got about 2 minutes to say your goodbyes. Ta-ra!